Friends, how are you? I hope you all are fine. I am a subject teacher of social study, and in this video we are going to discuss about chapter number 10, and chapter name is Natural Resources of India. So student, now come on the topic. So first of all we will read this paragraph. Things found in nature that are of use to us are called natural resource. So student, the things that are found in nature and we use these things are called natural resource. We need air to breathe, water to drink, soil to grow. We need metal, stone and wood to make our houses. We need petrol to run buses and car. Air, water, petroleum, metal and wood are example of natural resources. So student, the things that are of use to us like air to breathe, water to drink, soil to grow crops, metal, stone and wood to make our houses, need petrol to run buses, cars, air, water, petroleum, metal and wood are all example of natural resources. So student, now come on the next page. Some natural resources like sunlight and air last forever as they renew themselves. They are called renewable resources. So student, the natural resource that they renew themselves are called renewable resource like sunlight and air. Next is, however, some resources either get exhausted due to excessive use or take a long time to form again. They are called non-renewable resource, for example, coal and petroleum. So student, the resource that get long time to form again, these are called non-renewable resource because they cannot renew again in a short time. They can take a long time. India has one of the richest and most diverse reserve of natural resource. Let us take a look at some of the important natural resource. So student, India is one of the richest in natural resources, and look at the some examples of natural resource of India. Look at the first one is water. So first of all we will read this paragraph. Water is a precious natural resource. All living beings need water to live. We need water to drink, cook and bath. We also need water to grow crop and to make goods in factories. More than three-fourths of the earth's surface is covered with water, but only a teeny part of this can be used by us, as most of it lie in the seas and oceans. Seawater is not fit for use as it is salty. So student, what is the most precious natural resource? That is the gift by God, and all things being, that is the gift of nature. All things being need water to live, and we cannot survive without water. We cannot live without water. We need water to drink, cook and bath. So student, we need water in everyday life, and without water we cannot survive one day. We also need water to grow crop and make good in factory. So student, every places we need water at every places because water is very important for life and for crops and for goods in factories. More than three-fourths of the earth's surface is covered with water. So student, more than three-fourths part of the earth's surface is covered with water, but only a tiny part of this can be used by us. So student, we use a very tiny part of the earth as most of it lie in the sea and ocean because three-fourths of the earth's surface is covered in water and most of it lie in sea and ocean. Sea water is not fit for use as it is salty. Seawater is not fit for use because it is too salty, because it is not suitable for drinking and for any work. Now look at the next paragraph. Read this. Most of the water we use come from rain and snow. When the rainwater falls on the earth, it gets collected in rivers, lakes, tanks, and human-made reservoirs. Some rainwater also goes underground and remain there as groundwater. So, student, most of the water that we use come from rain and snow. So, student, when the rainwater falls on the earth, it gets collected in river, tanks, human-made reservoirs. You know what is human made reservoir? What is reservoir? The body of water that form behind a dam is known as reservoir. Some rainwater also goes underground. So students, some rainwater also goes underground and remain there as groundwater. So student, the rainwater which go uh, under the ground, that maintain the level of water, that increase the level of water. So with increase the level of water, the hand pump, we can use hand pump very easily. Now look at the next paragraph. Look at the next paragraph. India has many rivers, lakes, and tanks. Ganga, Brahmaputra, and Godavari are the three largest rivers of India. The rivers of North India are perennial. They are fed by melting snow and carry water throughout the year. On the other hand, the rivers of peninsular India are seasonal. They are rain-fed and often run dry in summers. Lake and tanks are an important source of water in peninsular India, especially during the summer. Well, hand pumps and wells are used in area where piped water are not easily available. So student, India has many rivers, lakes and tanks. Ganga, Brahmaputra and Godavari are the three largest rivers, and the river of North India are perennial. So student, the river of North India are perennial because they are fed by melting snow and carry water throughout the year. Because the rivers of North India carry water throughout the year because water is available, the rivers of North India, in whole year, throughout the year. On the other hand, rivers of peninsular India are seasonal. So student, on the other hand, the rivers of peninsular India are seasonal because the water available in the rivers of peninsular India according to the season, they are rain fed and often run dry in the summer. Lakes and tanks are an important sources of water in peninsular India, especially during the summer. Well, hand pumps and tube wells are used in area where pipe water not easily available. So student, lake and tanks are the important source of water in peninsular India, and peninsular the rivers of peninsular India are fed by rains and they are dry in summer season. They the rivers of peninsular India have water only in rainy season and dry in summer season. So the rivers of peninsular India are seasonal because the rivers of peninsular India have water according to the season. Now look at the next paragraph. Now come on the next paragraph. Canal and dams are built to channel water from one area to another. A dam is a barrier built across a river. Water collect behind the dam to form a lake called reservoir. So student, canal and dams are built to channel water from one area to another. So student, with the help of canal and dam we can transfer water to one area to another. What is dam? A barrier built across a river to channel the flow of water from one place to another. It's called dam. A dam is a barrier built across a river. A dam is a barrier that is built across the river. Water collected behind the dam to form a lake called reservoir. So student, when the water collect behind the dam to form a lake called reservoir. So student, with the help of canal and dam, we can provide water to one areas to another. Next is dams has many uses. They help to control flood. They supply water for irrigation. They supply water to towns and cities, and they are used to generate electricity. Some of the important dams in India are first one is, so student, the dams has many uses because dams control flood, They supply water for irrigation, for crops, supply water to towns and cities, and they are used to generate electricity. So student, dams help in to generate electricity, and some of the important dams in India are was the Indra Sagar and the Sardar Sarovar dams on the Narmada river, the Nagarjun Sagar dams on the Krishna river, the Bhakra Nangal dams on the Satluj river, the Maithon dams on the river of Barakar. So student, I hope you all are understand about the natural resources and the water. So student, you have to read and learn about this topic. This is your today's homework. That's all, and thank you.